Hello all, I'm Anita here. Hope you're all doing good. I'm here with a new art session for you and I'm talking to you from United Kingdom right now. So you can also visit some of our previous lives wherein we have done sessions for kids, for adults, for relaxing therapy, mandala art and also sketching for kids and beginners. So visit that today. It's going to be a great art session. I'm going to go to the next session, next level of the art. I've been teaching basics to the beginners and kids and adults. Now we are going to the next level. So let's get ready and I'll show you what are the materials I'm going to use for this session. Okay. So I have my pencil set and this is a graphite pencil. I'm not sure most of you have seen this before or not. So these are the pencils and you can see the sizes of pencil, which is nothing but the sizes of the nibs, right? So for instance, you can see that this has got a big nib and this is 12B. So mostly I would prefer to use 4B or 3B. So today I'm going to use 4B and I wanted two sets of pencil. One is that where is the nib is not sharp, the edge I don't want it to be sharp. I want it to be like rough for giving a realistic texture. And the other thing I wanted is a sharp one to give the details. And this is where I have a sharp pencil. So I'm going to use this two 4B today, right? And I'm going to use this. It's 5 mm. So it's a sharp tip nib. Okay, you can see that. I'll just show you. Yeah, you can see that here. It is just 5 mm nib. Okay, it's written here over here 5 mm. It's not clear, I believe, in the camera. Yeah, it doesn't matter. When we'll start, you will get to know, right? I'm also using a earbud. That's just to uh, merge the pencil sketching. Okay, I'm going to teach you to draw eyes. uh, it is realistic eyes but not hyper realistic. There are a lot you can do when you learn, but I'm just going to teach you today a realistic way. Okay, now just take an A4 sheet. I have taken A4 sheet, you can see that. Okay, you don't need to have an art sheet for a rough practice, okay, unless and until you are really planning to sell it or frame it. Okay, so I've taken this and I'm using the top part. The bottom part I'll be using next time to teach you the next stage of eyes. Today we are going to do straight eyes, which is like looking straight. Okay, so let's begin. To start with, okay, always remember you need to know the parts of the eyes, and as you know, eyes is the ball of the eyes always pops out, so those details we need to be showing it off, which will make it more realistic, right? So to start with, I'm drawing a circle, right? And I have given this much gap. I wanted eyebrows to be here, right? So let's move on. I hope the lighting is correct. If somebody is live, could you please help me out with your comment on lighting and also on my voice, if it is clear. So we'll start with roughly drawing a circle. Here I want you to have a freehand circle. Don't use any compass or any instrument. Just try it. Even though if it comes oval, just rub it on that and ensure the most important thing, the first hand is that you never do anything dark and press your pencil hard on paper. Okay, I'm using sketch pencil. You can also use kids pencil, like these kind of pencils. That should be fine to learn, right? You might not get the textures, but that's all right to learn. So I'm able to do, see, you can see that how much light I'm doing it. As much as light you can do, please do it, right? Right, if you get oval, please don't hesitate. Just ensure that you correct it wherever it has gone wrong. Okay, So I'll show you. I did very light. Okay, since it's a graphite pencil, it may look dark, but I haven't pressed hard, and if you see, I can rub it and it's much clear. Okay, but if I would have pressed it hard, the mark would have shown. Can you see that? So this is what we want. Okay, it's clear now. So this is what we want. So please ensure don't press hard. Now I'm going to draw a circle here. Right, I'm done with it, and you can see that I'm doing it top on that circle because to correct it. Okay, so mistakes makes you perfect, so don't think that you have to be right on first hand, and it should be a free hand. Now just make a small circle inside this. Okay, a small circle again. It should be light. Okay, I'm sure you can see that in camera because as I told you, it's a graphite pencil. It may look dark, but no, I'm not making a dark circle, remember. Okay, I want you to just draw a line here, a rough line, just a reference line. Okay, I'm just giving a dot because I'm fine with it. I'm going to rub this. It's a reference line. Remember, it's a reference line. Okay, so we will be rubbing it at later stage. So don't do it anything harsh on it. Now I'm going to cover this top part with a curve. Remember, it's a curve. It's a shallow curve. Okay, this will called as deep curve, but this is a shallow curve. Okay, shallow is nothing but very low, and I'm just connecting the shallow curve here with this corner here. Okay, right, now I will take it little bit deep inside, and from there I will give a small curve here. Okay, and I will connect it like this. You're getting it? I think it's clear to you, all of you. And a little, very, like, just 5 mm gap, just few gap, and we are going to connect it here. So, and it should not be a sharp edge, it has to be like, curvy edge. So here we go, right? I don't want it to be too deep. Yes, so right, so we are done here, right? This is perfect here. Now you rub all the extra things here, right, and you get the right shape. This is what we need. Okay, remember this shape is most important. This is a base. Okay, if you get this right, then we are on right page. Okay, now you can make it little dark just to ensure that we are going to take this as, and I wanted a small gap here. And this has to be very thin. Okay, remember to make use of your rubber, and also when your kids use, don't tell them that they have to draw without using rubber. No, it's mistakes makes you perfect, and as much as they use that much, it means that they want it to be perfect. Okay, so please leave it up to them. Okay, so we are here now. Now I will just give an edge here. This is a skin which is, when you keep your eyes open, this is a skin which has a fold on top of your eyes. So it's again a rough. I'm doing it. We will freeze it. So this is the base thing. We are done now with all base lines. Okay, now right now here I'm just making few lines and just connecting it. Okay, here to highlight. Okay, I'm just rubbing here a corner. You can give a highlight here. Highlight could be of any shape. For instance, Since our eyes are of a ball shape, so it pops out, so your highlight can be round, can be like this, or like this, or like this. Okay, it could be in any shape. Okay, so right now I am doing it like this. Okay, and please ensure that this is gonna be white all the time. If at all even it gets mixed up with your graphite pencil, you can use white highlight and keep it white. That's most important, and rest of the part will go dark. So I am going to use here now the um, thicker nib pencil. Okay, and I'm going to dark it. You have to dark it as much as you can. Okay, and you have to ensure that this white bit is not touched, right? Okay, so we are done. Now what we have to do here, you have to be very careful. I want you to give some shades. Okay, now use a sharp pencil, but it should not be like very sharp. Okay, can you see that the edges not that sharp, but yes, it has got a bit of flat surface as well. Okay, so we will do like few long lines, few short lines, then a long lines and short lines. Okay, few long lines, short lines, like this. Okay, and it goes like a counter shading. If you know more about shading, please visit our playlist. It is like a counter shading. Okay, few long, few short, few long, few short, few long, and few short and long. Okay, so remember this. Okay, now I want you to draw a thin line. Just give a border to this, thin line and very light line, and give a border to this part which you have done. I'm sure it's visible to you all. Yes, I can see that. Yes, great. Border very thin. Okay, very thin border, and ensure that you're not pressing upon your pencil hard. That's most important, friends. Okay, that's most important. So we are done until this. Okay, and a part like this. Okay, now comes here, do a cross hatching, and please ensure that you don't cross that border, just it has to be within that border. Okay, within that border I want that white bit to be really bright. Okay, so that's where you get the perfect texture. And these are just basic techniques. If you practice once and twice, you get this right, and this will be up on YouTube, so anytime, so you can have a reference on this. Okay, right? So we are done here, right? You can see that we are able to give a white bit, clear white bit here. Okay, and here highlighter won't be nice. Actually, you need to, it's better you do it with your pencil, because if you use white highlighter here, it will be too bright and it will lose the realistic features. You understand? And now here it goes. You got to use your earbud. Okay, just blend it with the corner, blend it nicely, blend it nicely. Okay, please ensure that this white bit is not touched. You get me? I'll show you. I'll just keep it little away and you will see the realism. Can you see that? I'm sure you understand why I have told that, so that that white bit should not be touched. Now use this and give a nice black border, and keep this as much as dark you can. Right? Yes, we got it right here. Okay, and we do a circularism shade here. Use circularism and make it little dark here. Use circularism motion. Can you see that? It's a type of shading, and I taught you a lot about shading in my sessions. You can go to the playlist and visit our lessons. Okay, here if you see here, it will be a bit dark and a few lines. This is nothing but a shadow of your eyelashes will drop in here. So if you want it can be more realistic like this, you can make it like this. Can you see that? Okay, now use the earbud and merge it. Okay, merge the shade, but the white bit should not be touched. Remember, the white bit is the beauty here. Okay, so I'm using the tip of my, you can see that, and you got to use the tip of your rubber and just keep this clear. Okay, keep this clear. Yes, you get it right. Okay, so this here you go. So this is perfect. Now just darken the corners. Okay, see, this is a realistic art definitely, but it is not hyper realistic eyes. Okay, hyper realistic eyes will go a very big lesson. I'll definitely try to do that in future. Okay, that will be really interesting. Now I'm just, when you always draw a line, if you want it to make realistic, always ensure that you use circularism and make that borders, not like a, sketch lines kind of or border kind of thing. That may not help. Okay, so I have done that. I'm using the earbud to just merge it with the other section. So here you go. So that's where we are done. I am done with the center part. Okay, so perfect. Okay, right, and now this one need to be again small, yes, like this, so that it doesn't look odd out. Okay, so these corners, it's nothing but I don't want this pencil marks to be shown, so I'm just highlighting here. So we are done. So this is like, this is what a minute things, if you take care of your basic things, okay, and ensure that you give those details, and that's where you bring in a realism in your art. So always remember, that is the difference between you making it more realistic and keeping it as is it art. Nothing wrong if you don't do a realism art, but still, if you are a person who would like to learn even more, so this is the next stages. Yeah, we need to move on, isn't it? Just do a circularism here using the thick pencil, or let's say the flat border. I'm just giving a circularism, light, don't make it dark. Okay, light, okay, light and light. It has to be very light, remember, very light. And we will be using earbud to mix it only on the corners, remember. And I'm just giving this. Okay, I'm done now. Here I'll be using my earbud. Okay, and I'm mixing it. I'm just merging it with a pencil, and I'm keeping the center bit really white. Remember, we are not going to touch that, because that is only going to give the highlight as to this eyes is popping out. Okay, otherwise, okay, so we are done here, and here we go. Okay, we don't want it to be too, we want it to be bright here. Okay, really bright and very light shading. So I'm just using my rubber. You have to be very careful here. It just comes once you start learning. Okay, there is no specific technique which you yourself, when you look at, you will know where you need to be correcting. So I'm done until this part. Okay, Oh, sorry, yeah. I want you to give highlights, some little basic highlights here. Okay. Again, you can use counter shading here. Counter shading and a bit of, just extend it, and we'll use earbuds to spread it and merge it with the paper. Okay, counter shading, and remember, I'm just giving a very light shade. If you make it dark, it's really tough for you to rub, and also it won't allow you to then give the proper shading. Okay, we want this portion to be dark, which I'm doing it right now. Okay, which we want this to be a little bit darker than the other side. The simple reason, you know that when our eyelid here, this portion pops out, so obviously this is brighter, okay, than the other part. So it's just that logic. Okay, right, I'm using my earbud. Okay, I want it to be really dark, a dark line here. All right, I'm using earbud. Right, I just want to rub bit of the part. I'm using tissue. Never use your finger, because oil in your finger or anything which you have used to do will get into your paper, and it will be really tough for you to then remove. Okay, so always ensure that never use your finger. So we are done. Okay, so we are done as of now. So we are done with this part here. Great. Now the most important thing is now the eyelashes. Okay, so always remember, let me tell you. Okay, for instance, this is your eyelid. Okay, when you if it is like, just let's say this, we are considering this as a right side. Okay, it will start like this here, and it will flow with the eyelid here, right? And it's got little straight, and you have to turn it this way here, like this. Okay, remember this one. Okay, so it's better, before you copy this into your real art, always practice it like that. And I'll tell you, this is the first stage you do. Now the eyelashes are always like this, you will pair them up, so it gives realism. Okay, you will pair them up like this, you pair them up. Okay, so like I'm doing it here, for instance, just see, when I'm pairing them up, it gives really a beautiful texture right here. So it is giving here the realistic. Now just take the small ones here and pair up here in between, and you're done. Never do like this. Okay, when you do like this, when you start, it's thicker, and when you throw the line, it gets, lighter and thinner. So this is what we want, right? So make small lashes here, and that's it, you're done. Okay, so let's do that in our realistic eyes, okay, which we tried. Come on, so we'll start from here. I'm starting from here. I'm just making few rough here first, and straight, and then it gets turned, it gets twisted here, and that's it. Okay, now let me go and pair them up. Okay, here you go, make it more, few more, and pair them up. Now here I'm going to use my 5mm pencil and going to fill these gaps by pairing them up here, right? And most important, it will come from here, right? To make it look more realistic, it comes from here, right? So we are done till this. Now let's move on to the bottom part. Okay, bottom part you have to do nothing. I just want you to make a small line which is just a curve, which is, and it goes like this, and from here it comes like this, right? You get me? Right? So it comes like this here, and like this, pair it up. Now I'm using 5mm for this. I'm just pairing it up, pairing this. Okay, so that helps. And as you all know, it is not as thick as your upper eyelashes. Your bottom eyelashes always used to be like smaller and thinner. So this is where we go, right? I hope you have enjoyed this. I'm going to wind up in a couple of minutes. Okay, right, so we are done here, and take it light and just wind it up here. That's all. Okay, so I'm quite happy with it now. Okay, just trying to make it more lighter. Okay, and rub the excess things here because I'm using graphite pencil. I have a lot of, you may not be able to see, my things are covered until there. Now I'm going to go for a eyebrows. I'm going to give this shape. Okay, like so. I have done a rough thing. Now the same way, counter shading, it goes like this. Just do a rough thing and get ready. Okay, just do a rough thing. Okay, now I'm just doing a rough here. Now from top it comes like this towards bottom, right, towards bottom, and this goes longer. And remember, you have given a baseline here, but we are just going to follow that. We have to be little up and down to show it more realistic, because if we are online it looks like, you know, perfect. We don't want that. We wanted it to look realistic. Okay, so we don't want a perfect eyebrows, we wanted a realistic eyebrow, right? So here you go, and here you go. When you come from here, like this, and you make it up like this, and you merge it here. Okay, okay, goes like this, like this. So I'm winding up this session. I hope you enjoyed, and you have learned a lot from it. And you may try. If you are trying, you can find me on social media at AP Arts House, everywhere on Facebook and Insta. You can tag me if you have done this, and if you can post it in your on your social media and just tag me. And you want to learn more and more, please stay tuned. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe, and with bell icon, that's important, so we can be in touch. So I'm done with it. Okay. um, if you have done this, now you are an artist, so please go ahead and sign, right? So I'm done. Thank you so much for being in my life. Hope you all enjoyed this session, and I will come up with a lot of good new sessions soon. Until then, bye. See you. Be artistic, keep sharing, and keep loving. Thank you so much.